Welcome back, sir.
Sir, thank you. Can I start?
Yes, sir, please.
So these were some of the things which could not be patented, or surgical therapeutic model methods and diagnosis methods humankind के benefit के लिए इन पे patents allow नहीं किए गए हैं. Now what cannot be patented? So this was this. So these are some of the famous patents you all must be knowing. This is the Heinz tomato ketchup, Dropbox, very famous service, Zenga gaming service, then Google, iPhone, Facebook, and stuff like that. All these things are patented, and there are many more. I mean, but now who grants patents? Patents देता कौन है? किसी भी कंट्री का नेशनल पेटेंट ऑफिस पेटेंट्स देता है. इसके अलावा वर्ल्ड में अलग अलग पेटेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं. पहला है ईपीओ, यूरोपियन पेटेंट ऑफिस, अगर यूरोपियन पेटेंट लेना है. दूसरा अफ्रीकन आईपीओ, अफ्रीकन इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, जो कि अफ्रीका में पेटेंट्स ग्रांट करता है. देन यूएस पेटेंट ऑफिस, यूएसपीटीओ, जो यूएसए में पेटेंट ग्रांट करता है. आईपीओ, इंडियन पेटेंट ऑफिस. So this was very briefly about copyright patents. Next is copyrights. Copyrights are a set of exclusive rights granted by law to the creators and producers of forms of creative expressions such as literary, musical and cinematographic works. अच्छा, copyrights जैसा कि हमने शुरू में बताया कि literary, musical, cinematographic, artistic works के लिए जो rights दिए जाते हैं, they are known as copyrights. Now, it is concerned with protecting the work of a human intellect. Like any other intellectual property right, copyrights are also intended, they protect the work of the human intellect. The domain of copyright is the protection of literary and artistic works. और इसमें जो चीजें involved हैं, writings, music, fine arts, paintings, sculptures, computer programs और कुछ electronic databases. Next is trademark. Trademark is popularly known as a brand name or an identification symbol. This trademark could be a word, एक कोई symbol, एक कोई phrase, logo, a combination of letters and numerals, कोई colored mark, कोई 3-dimensional sign, कोई audible sign, कोई olfactory signature which can be smelled. All these things can be trademark, and they are used in trade with goods to indicate the source of the goods and to distinguish them from the goods of others. और ये जो हम लोग ट्रेडमार्क देते हैं या जो ट्रेडमार्क्स दिए जाते हैं, they are given with the intention and purpose of separating या distinguishing one product from the other. For example, Heinz tomato ketchup, it has a certain trademark, and Maggi tomato ketchup and Kisan tomato ketchup, all these three have certain distinguishing trademarks, ताकि इन तीनों ketchups को एक दूसरे से differentiate किया जा सके. Then trademark rights may be used to prevent others from using a confusingly similar mark. अच्छा, कई और trademark rights इसलिए भी दिए जाते हैं कि कई बार लोग क्या करते हैं कि एक लोगो के जैसा दूसरा अपना लोगो कुछ सिमिलर सा बना देते हैं. तो कई बार ये कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट होता है कंपनीज के बीच में या दो इंडिविजुअल्स में कि ये किस कंपनी का लोगो है, किस कंपनी का ट्रेडमार्क है. कई बार वो काफी सिमिलर होते हैं, तो इसलिए ट्रेडमार्क राइट्स दिए जाते हैं ताकि इस टाइप के कंफ्यूजन्स या इस टाइप की सिमिलैरिटी नहीं रहे. But not to prevent others from making the same goods or from selling the same goods or services under a clearly different mark. अब ट्रेडमार्क राइट्स इस चीज को नहीं रोकते हैं कि आप सेम प्रोडक्ट नहीं बना सकते. नो, यू कैन मेक केचप, लेकिन आपका जो केचप है उसका जो लोगो होना चाहिए वो एग्जैक्टली हाइंस या हाइंस के सिमिलर नहीं होना चाहिए. इस टाइप का कंफ्यूजन नहीं आपको क्रिएट करना चाहिए. ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन मेक द सेम प्रोडक्ट, आइडेंटिकल प्रोडक्ट, यूजिंग different processes or services and using different methods, but making a differential या differentiating trademark, मतलब आपका जो लोगो या आपका डिजाइन जो है वो उस प्रोडक्ट दूसरे प्रोडक्ट के डिजाइन से डिफरेंट होना चाहिए. So these are some of the very famous trademarks or logos that I'm sure तुम लोग सभी के बारे में जानते होगे. गूगल, कोका कोला, ये किसका सिंबल है? दिस ब्लैक वाला, this one.
Nike.
Nike. Nike. Apple, Audi.
Nike.
This is Nike, right? Then this is Apple. This logo is for what company?
Starbucks.
And this one?
Mercedes.
Mercedes, correct. So these are some of the very famous logos and trademarks that are being which come under intellectual property rights. Nestle, Airtel, Bayer. Next is geographical indication. Now, what are geographical indication? नाम से ही लग रहा है कि it has to do something with geography, with something with physical location of something on Earth. A geographical indication is a sign used on a product to denote its origin, where a specific quality, characteristic, or reputation of the product is essentially attributed to that origin. Now, geographical indication वो intellectual property right है जो दिया जाता है टू अ प्रोडक्ट जिसका ओरिजिन बहुत स्पेसिफिक हो, या वो प्रोडक्ट उस पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन से ही बनता हो या मिलता हो. और कोई ऐसा प्रोडक्ट, कोई ऐसी चीज राइट अवे ध्यान आ रही है जो कि एक पर्टिकुलर ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन से ही आती हो? एनीथिंग. इट कुड बी मैन मेड, इट कुड बी नेचुरल, इट कुड बी एनीथिंग. सो एनी आइडिया? एनी है?
एप्पल फ्रूट.
एप्पल फ्रूट, इट कम्स फ्रॉम
कश्मीर.
कश्मीर, मोस्टली हिमाचल और कश्मीर, राइट. कश्मीर से या हिमाचल प्रदेश से आते हैं. So product must come from a particular geographical territory. For example, एक एग्जांपल यहाँ पे बनारसी साड़ी from बनारस. बनारसी साड़ियां केवल बनारस में ही मिलती हैं और बनती हैं और वहीं से ही ली जाती हैं. अच्छा, and these geographical indicators are given, of course, like any other intellectual property right, to stop others from using it. For example, एक लखनऊ का भी है, और लखनऊ का एक फेमस geographical indication क्या हो सकता है?
चिकन.
Correct. Right. So that is geographical indication of Lucknow. Now, these are some of the things of India which have been given geographical indications. For example, blue pottery of Rajasthan, Chanderi fabric of Madhya Pradesh, embroidery, Kutch embroidery of Gujarat, then Solapur Chaddar Maharashtra, Mysore silk from Karnataka, then Aramuli Kannadi jewels which come from Kerala, then Kanchipuram silk which comes from Tamil Nadu, then Salem fabric which comes from Tamil Nadu, Pochampalli ikat which comes from Andhra Pradesh, then Kani shawl which comes from Jammu and Kashmir, Kullu ki shawls which come from Himachal Pradesh, Madhubani paintings from Bihar, Nakshi Kantha paintings from West Bengal, Odisha ki ikat paintings, Bastar ka dhokra, these are from, this is from Chhattisgarh. So these are some of the geographic indications of India. Examples of geographic indications India, इसके अलावा जो हमने दिखा है, इसके अलावा और भी बहुत सारे हैं. Mysore sandalwood oil, Mysore sandal soap, Mysore jasmine, Coorg oranges, Madhubani paintings, Darjeeling ki tea, Petha from Dharwad, Alfonso mangoes, then Tirupati laddus, Kolhapuri chappals, and Nanjangud bananas. So these are other geographical indications in India. These are some of the international geographic indications. One is very famous, is this Champagne. Champagne comes from a special locality in France. So एक special place है, Champagne केवल वहीं पर ही बनती है. So that's why it's named as Champagne, and Champagne is the name of a place. Then tequila, बड़ा famous liquor. Tequila, it originates from the town of Tequila in Mexico. Mexico में there is a town called Tequila. वहां पर से जो liquor बनती है, that is called tequila. Then champagne, of course, जैसा कि हमने पहले बताया. Then Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, it comes from Jamaica. Then Bordeaux wine, it comes from south of France. Then Darjeeling tea, it comes from Darjeeling, India, and Banaras sari. So these are some of the famous geographical indications across the world. So finally, to summarize it all, intellectual property rights, they are intellectual property, that is the creation of mind, And intellect is the ability to create or to produce things which are innovative, which are inventive, which improve the mankind, which improve the life of the mankind. Intellectual property is intellectual property rights are the laws or rules or methods granted for the individual and for the protection of that particular process, invention, method, or whatever. And there are different kinds of intellectual property rights like patents, trademark, copyright, industrial design rights, geographical indications, etc. I gave you examples of some of these. So with that, we come to an end of this presentation, and thank you. And any questions?
Student, any questions from your sides? Okay, thank you, sir,
Thank you.
for interesting and useful lectures. Sir, yes, sir, Riya, beta, please conclude. Remark.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful and interesting session of webinar. We got to know about IPR, intellectual property right, which is the need of the hour. We want this type of sessions in the future also to enhance our knowledge about different new topics. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Pandey
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'll share this presentation on your email so it can be.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.